Hi, welcome to yoga. My name is Kirsten. This practice today is going to be very, very slow, kind of low to the ground, very gentle. We're working on self care. So maybe I've got some gloves on, scarf on. I even have socks on today. So if you want to grab any comfy clothes that maybe are a little bit warmer, we won't be doing anything super active. Like I said, it's going to be very, very gentle, very nurturing. So anything that's going to make you feel comfy, just take a minute to maybe pop on a sweatshirt or something, whatever is going to work for you today. Again, even socks are fine. I never wear socks for yoga most of the time, but we're just going to be very, very low, so I don't want to get cold. So please make yourself comfy. Also, I recommend having a good blanket to. So I'm sitting on a folded up blanket to start, and we will be on our knees a fair amount, just kind of kneeling. If that's a problem, it's nice to have a folded up blanket under your knees for cushioning. If kneeling is out of the question, if it's too painful or uncomfortable, we can work around that too. So you totally don't have to. But if you have a blanket handy, that's going to be a great prop. So, right, take a minute just to get settled. And as you're ready, take a seat, cross-legged if that's available to you. And start by bringing the palms together at heart center. And start to rub the palms back and forth, working up some heat between the hands. Good, and then take the hands and place them right over the eyes. So if you have glasses, move them out of the way. Just place the warm hands right over the eyes and the cheeks. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And a nice deep breath out through the nose. Good, remove the hands. Bring the palms back to touch. Rub them again. Work up some more heat. And this time, take both the hands and place them over the heart center. Feeling the warmth from the hands flowing into the heart center. The warmth from one hand flowing into the back of the other hand. Feeling that connectedness. Maybe allowing the eyes to close or soften the gaze, gazing down past the nose. Nice deep breath in here through the nose. And a nice full exhale through the nose. Allow the crown of the head to grow tall towards the ceiling. Maybe drop the chin just a little bit, lengthening the back of the neck. And bring the attention back to the breath. So just notice without trying to change your natural breath. Just notice the feel of the inhale through the nose and the feel of the exhale through the nose. As we breathe naturally in and out through the nose, notice the rib cage expanding. Notice if the shoulders rise and fall. Notice if the belly expands a little bit on the inhale. And stay connected to that warmth of the hands over the heart center. With each breath, sending yourself a little bit of compassion, a little bit of warmth and self-care. Good. And on your next inhale, start to bring a count to the breath. So maybe we inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Just notice what your natural breath count is. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 3. And keep counting as you inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to extend the exhale. So inhale for 4, then exhale for 5. Or if your inhale was 3, exhale for 4. So add 1 to whatever your natural breath is, just on the exhale. So inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really allowing all the carbon dioxide to be pressed out of the lungs on the exhale. Again, inhale for 4 and exhale for 5, or whatever count works best for you. So follow your own count in your head, inhaling and exhaling for one count longer. As we clear carbon dioxide out of the lungs, it helps to relax the nervous system. Some people say it helps overcome an asthma attack or a panic attack. Helps make room for additional oxygen, really clearing the toxins out of the body. Good. Now allow the breath to return to a natural inhale and exhale through the nose. Keep breathing through the nose. Breathing through the nose activates the parasympathetic nervous system, so that is the rest and digest, relaxed nervous system. Breathing through the mouth tends to activate the fight or flight, the sympathetic nervous system. So breathing through the mouth can be more activating, whereas breathing through the nose can be more calming. Good. Now, in your mind's eye, start to imagine the space around you. So, keeping the eyes closed or the gaze softened, just imagine the room, imagine the walls, the floor, the furniture in the room. Imagine yourself sitting in this room and feel the space around you. Send thoughts of love and peace and compassion out into the space. and feel a sense of peace come back to you from the space. Good, now extend the space to include the virtual space. So imagine the virtual space is anyone else practicing this video together, anyone else practicing yoga virtually from their home. Send a sense of love and compassion out to the virtual space and allow that feeling of compassion to flow back to you. Now bring to mind someone who is important to you. Imagine them in your mind's eye. And send them compassion. May you be well. May you have a sense of peace. May you feel loved. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Now bring to mind someone who is a little bit neutral, maybe somebody you don't know very well or somebody that you don't have any particular strong feelings about one way or the other. And send this person a sense of compassion. May you be well. May you have a sense of peace. May you feel loved. Inhale and exhale. Now bring to mind someone with whom you maybe have a little bit of conflict or someone who's difficult to get along with. Imagine this person and send them compassion. May you be well. May you have a sense of peace. May you feel loved. Inhale and exhale. Now imagine yourself. It can be yourself sitting in this room, in this space right now. Or it could be a younger version of yourself, maybe as a child or a young person. Imagine what you look like. Imagine what it feels like to be that version of you. And send yourself compassion. May you be well. May you have a sense of peace. May you feel loved. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Now start to allow your hands to slide up towards your shoulders, giving yourself a little bit of a hug, a little bear hug here. And start to flutter the eyes open and release the hands down to the lap, the knees. We'll start with a little bit of eye exercises, eye stretches. I know this is a little unusual, but the eyes have muscles too. So bringing your hand right in front of your face, thumb sticking up in the air. I know it's hard to see because I have gloves on. I do apologize for that, but just sticking your thumb up in the air, maybe about a foot in front of the face, and gaze right at that thumb. Now, keeping the gaze fixed on the thumb, start to bring your hand away from your face very slowly, shifting the gaze, still focusing on the thumb. And then bring the hand back towards your nose. Start to go a little cross-eyed, keep looking at the thumb, and then stretch the arm out again. And back towards your nose. And back to center, neutral, and release. Okay, now turn the head to the left and shift the gaze to the right. So you're almost looking straight ahead, even with the head turned to the left. Stretching the eye muscles to the right. Good, and now leaving the gaze straight forward towards me. Turn the head to the right. So now the eyes are stretching to your left. Blink a few times. Good, and turn the head back to the left. And back to the right. Blink, and back to center. Good, move glasses out of the way if you're wearing glasses. Take your palms back together, and start rubbing them to create some warmth once again. And place the hands right over the eyes. Go ahead and release the hands. All right, coming into cross-legged Sukhasana. So bring one foot in front of the other on the floor. And start to walk the hands onto the floor, walk the hands forward. We'll just fold over the cross legs here, dropping the head towards the ground, rounding the back a little bit. And walk the hands back up to a seat. And now take the bent knee, or whichever knee is in front. So for me, it's the right. Take that knee up, planting the foot right on the ground. Hug that knee into the chest and twist over the right shoulder. Nice gentle twist, waking up the spine. Good, come back to center. Now switching the legs, so putting the opposite foot in front. Walk the hands forward and forward fold. Walk the hands back up to a seat. Raising the left knee, plant the foot on the floor, hug the knee into the chest, and twist. Go ahead and come back to center. Reaching the right hand out along the mat, take the left arm up and over, side stretch. Good, now turning the whole torso to face the floor. Pause for just a moment. And then allow the left arm to swoop down towards the floor and bring the body back up to center seated position. And left hand to the mat, right arm up and over, side stretch. And turn the torso to face the floor. Pause for a moment. And swoop the arm down and back to center. Good, now wrap the arms around the body, nice big bear hug, reaching for opposite shoulders. Maybe rock back and forth a little bit here. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of the shoulders. And release the arms nice and wide, and then same thing but crossing the opposite arm on top. Bear hug, rocking back and forth. And release nice and wide. And drop the hands back to the knees. And taking both the knees up in the air, plant the feet on the mat. And start to windshield wiper the knees back and forth. So dropping both knees to the same side. Good, and when you come back to the left side, just stay there. Drop both knees to the left. Come back up to a seat, deer pose. And we'll stay right here, looking straight forward. And if you'd like to twist away from the knees, go ahead and bring the right hand behind the body and gentle twist to the right. And coming back to center, windshield wiper the knees again. And drop the knees to the right, sitting up nice and tall. Allowing that left hip to drop. Sometimes it's natural for that opposite hip to come up. So trying to imagine that hip dropping so that you're sitting equally on both sits bones. And if you'd like to twist to the left, go ahead and do so. And coming back to center. Windshield wiper the knees one more time. Release those hips. All right, perfect. And we're going to come up to kneeling. So if you've got that blanket you were sitting on, I'm just going to open mine up a little bit so it's a little wider. Plenty of space to kneel on. Again, if kneeling is not comfortable for you, just see about maybe just sitting back on the heels. So kneeling this way. If that's uncomfortable, you can come back to a cross-legged, but do see if you can make it into the kneeling position here. Good, and just staying. This is hero pose. So just sitting back on the heels, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe roll the shoulders a little bit, and then drop the shoulders down. Crown of the head grows nice and tall. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And nice deep breath out. Good, now come up to a high kneeling position. Bring the arms up overhead and bend the elbows, cactus arms. Allowing the elbows to draw back behind the body, just a little bit, opening the front of the chest. And breathing. And release the arms. Take the left leg out straight along the mat and drop the right hand down to the floor. Bring the left arm all the way up and over. Open gate stretch. And bring the left hand back down to the side. Press up to center and reverse. So allow the left hand to go down the left leg and right arm up and over. Closed gate. And release the hands. Bring the left knee back. Opposite side, so straightening the right leg along the mat. Left hand comes to the floor, right arm up and over. Gonna drop the right arm, left arm up and over, closed gate. Then come back to center and sit back on the heels, hero pose. Good, coming back up to a high kneeling position. Bring the hands to the lower back, so fingers facing down, and allow the elbows to draw back and together a little bit. Again, opening the front of the chest, pressing the hip points forward just a little bit, maybe tucking the toes for extra support. Gaze is straight ahead. So allowing a slight back bend, mostly in the lower back or the hip area, keeping the upper back nice and strong. Good, and release, sit back on the heels. Bring the arms out to the mat in front of you and drop the forehead down, child pose. And using the hands to press up to a tabletop, flat back. And now bring the right foot forward, toes up towards the ceiling, leg is sort of straight, doesn't have to be fully straight, maybe a little bit of a bend there, and drop the nose to the knee. Rounding the back a little bit, forward fold here. Good, shifting the weight forward, come into a little lunge here. You can keep the knee down or raise it up. The back knee, that is. Planting the left hand on the floor, raise the right arm, lunge twist. Good, drop the right hand, drop the back knee if it was up, and shift the hips back, nose to knee, forward fold again. And shift forward into a lunge, lift to the back knee, and walk the hands over to the left, starting to come all the way around, wide-legged forward fold, hands right in the center, dropping the head towards the ground. And keep walking the hands over to the left, turning the left toes out, dropping the right knee. We'll come into that same sequence on the other side. So straighten the leg, lift the toes towards the ceiling, and fold nose to knee, left side. And shift the weight forward. Raise the back knee if you like. Plant the left hand and raise the plant the right hand. Raise the left arm. Lunge twist. And drop the left hand. Drop the knee and nose to knee forward fold once again. Shifting the weight forward, bringing the left foot back, coming back into a tabletop, hands and knees. Now we'll do a little wrist stretch. So start to walk the right hand fingertips out, so they're facing kind of out to the right. And then maybe keep walking the fingertips back towards the body. So essentially the fingertips are twisted around, facing towards the body. Nice stretch in the front of the wrist, front of the forearm. We don't want to overdo this, so if it's too strong, go ahead and bring the fingertips back out to the side. Just find a spot that gives you a nice stretch without too much pulling or any sort of pain. And if you want to maybe rock back and forth, opening up that wrist. Maybe do a little bit of a circle one way and the other way. Good, and walk the fingertips back to face forward, and then the other side. So take the left fingertips, start to walk them out to the left, all the way back to face the body, if they'll go. Doing some movement, some circles. And reverse. Good, and walk those fingertips back to face forward. And come back to a hero pose, just sitting back on the heels. Maybe shake those wrists out, maybe roll them around, open and close the fingers, just kind of release that stretch. And when you're ready, meet me back in a hero pose, hands on the knees. Crown of the head nice and tall. Now open the arms out to either side, palms face forward, and fingertips facing down and out a little bit. Bringing the hands, again, behind the body, opening the front of the chest, shining the heart forward. Good, and release the hands back to the knees. You may notice that when we do that, kind of that opening, any of these opening the front of the body, then come back to a hero pose. That's a great way to release the lower back and counter that slight back bend. So now coming back up to a high kneeling position, we'll do another variety of camel. So bringing the hands to the lower back like we did before, fingertips facing down. You can stay here, or if you'd like to raise one arm at a time, so raise the left arm up and back, and maybe start to lean into it, feeling that back bend grow, the spine really nice and long line all the way from the fingertips to the tailbone. Maintaining strength in the core, support with the other hand. Go ahead and release the left hand, bring it back to the lower back, and raise the right arm up. Leaning back, maybe gaze is moving up to the top of the wall, maybe not quite to the ceiling yet, but starting to move into that little bit of a back bend. Go ahead and release the right hand to the lower back and sit back on the heels, hero pose. Drop the chin to the chest, lengthen the back of the neck. Allow the lower back to lengthen, dropping the tailbone. Just stay here and breathe. Okay, now moving the blanket out of the way. Or actually, you can leave it there if you'd like to. Might be good, comfortable support for the hips. So we're going to move into a side position. So come to sit on your right side, and then lie down. You can either keep your support, keep your arm here for support, or you can come all the way and lie down, placing the head on the hand. Knees are bent, and left hand is on the mat for support in front of you. Good. Now find a comfortable position. There we go. Just a little bit. And now bending the left knee, bring it into the chest. And then straighten the leg. Start to go into a bicycle movement. So very, very, very slowly straighten the leg. And then bring the foot around behind. Heel towards the body. And then knee into the chest and around. Very slow, controlled, somatic movements. Really paying attention to where the leg is at all times. Keeping nice support with both hands. Drawing the navel in towards the spine for good core support. Good. Next time the knee comes into the chest, just give it a nice hug into the body and then release on top of the other knee. Now turn so that you're lying on the belly, come up on the elbows, forearms are nice and straight in front of the body, Sphinx pose. Gaze is right between the pointer fingers, right on the mat. Nice long back of the neck. Good, now use the hands to press all the way back, child pose. So hips come back over the heels, drop the forehead to the mat, and rest. Good, coming back up to tabletop, and we'll move around to the other side. So same things, we'll come to rest on the left side. Again, you can stay up on the shoulder, using the right hand for support, or all the way down, holding the head with the hand. And bend both knees. Now right leg comes into the chest, and bicycle around. Slow and controlled. And notice if you find a natural breathing rhythm to go with these somatic bicycles. So maybe as the knee comes up, you exhale, and then as the knee circles around and stretches, you inhale, and exhale as the knee comes in. Inhale, the stretch. Find a breath pattern that works for you. One more circle. And as the knee comes in, hug that knee into the chest and replace it on top of the left leg. And rolling over to the belly, Sphinx pose on the side. Now this time bend the right knee, looking over the right shoulder. See if you can look at that right foot. And bend the left knee, looking over the left shoulder. And straighten the legs, looking forward between the fingertips. And then press all the way back, child pose. If you'd like to try widening the knees, bring the big toes together, knees wide. Wide child pose can be really nice as well. Good, and I'm pressing up to tabletop and make your way back to a hero pose. So sitting back on the heels. And this time bring the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers, and tuck the chin just a little bit, pressing the head back into the hands, just really feeling a nice length through the back of the neck and maybe the upper and middle spine a little bit. It's a really gentle movement. It's not forced. It's just kind of a lengthening. And keep breathing. Okay, release the hands. Come up to a high kneel. Arms out to the sides, palms face forward. Again, bringing the arms behind the body, really opening the front of the body. Nice back bend here, pressing the hip points forward. Maybe gaze goes up towards the ceiling if that's comfortable on the neck. And release, come back to sit on the heels, hero pose. Drop the chin, drop the tailbone, lengthen the back. And we're going to come to sit with legs straight out, so you can move the blanket if it's going to be in the way, or go ahead and just sit on it, whatever works for you. Straighten the legs, toes up towards the ceiling, crown of the head grows nice and tall, and then slowly start to walk your hands down your shins, reaching for the shins, the ankles, maybe the feet, and when you've gone as far as you can lean forward, drop the head, round the back, forward fold. If this is too strong in the backs of the knees, maybe bring a cushion under the knees for support, or go ahead and bend the knees and fold over the legs that way. Nice long slow inhales through the nose. Nice long slow exhales through the nose. And walking the hands up, the legs come back up to a seat, nice and slow. Allow the head to come up last so you don't get dizzy. And we'll bend the left leg. So bring the foot kind of to the inside of the right thigh, bending the left knee. Right leg is out straight. Run the right arm down the right leg, maybe palm is facing up, so we can start to turn the shoulders up towards the ceiling. Take the left arm out, up and over. Side stretch, opening the heart towards the ceiling a little bit. A little bit of rotation here. Good, and turn to face the leg. Allow the left arm to swoop down forward and come back to seated position. And switch legs, so straighten the left leg, bend the right. Draw the left arm down the left leg, right arm comes out, up and over. Dialing the shoulders back, opening up towards the ceiling. Good, and turn the torso to face the straight leg, and then allow the arm to swoop down and around, coming back up to a seat. Now moving to lie back on the side, so resting the head on the arm like we did earlier. On the right side, draw the left knee into the chest. So you can just stay here and hug this knee in. Breathing. Maybe start to reach for the toes. And then straightening the leg towards the ceiling. Holding onto the toes. Pose of infinity. Staying with the breath. Maybe bending the knee slightly if it's too strong on the leg. Good, now everybody bend the knee, hug the leg in, and release. Replace it back on top of the right leg. And switch over to the other side, so just make your way over to the left side. Hugging the knee into the chest. And again, stay here or reach for the toe and straighten the leg towards the ceiling. Pose of infinity. Bend the knee, hug it into the chest, and replace it on top of the left leg. We're rolling over onto the back. Get comfortable here. Maybe hug the knees into the chest and just kind of rock back and forth, grounding the lower back into the earth. And drop the feet back to the floor.
Now, allowing the knees to fall out to either side, bring the soles of the feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. The arms can rest by the sides, palms face up. Maybe walk the shoulder blades together, opening up the front of the shoulders, allowing the knees to fall out to either side, and breathing. Now, using the hands, press the knees back up together and hug the knees into the chest again, rocking back and forth, opening up the lower back, and come back into stillness. And here, straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. You can either reach for the toes, reach for the backs of the legs, or just rest the arms by the sides. As if you're standing on the ceiling, feet nice and flat, legs reaching towards the ceiling. Allowing this inversion to help all the fluids flow back out of your legs into your torso, helping with circulation. And keep breathing. Good, bending the legs, hugging the knees in once again, rock back and forth. And drop the feet to the floor. Walk the feet as wide as the mat, and then allow the knees to drop together in the center. Constructive rest. Bringing the palms together. Start rubbing the hands together to create that same heat we did in the beginning of class. And then placing the hands right over the eyes. Mindfully relaxing the muscles of the face and the jaw and the tongue. Relaxing the forehead and the skin of the scalp. Relaxing the neck. And bring the hands back together, rub them together, create some more warmth. And stack the hands over the heart center. Relaxing the chest, relaxing the shoulders. Really allowing the shoulders to drop into the earth, to release any tension that we're holding there. Imagine relaxation is flowing through your whole body, so allowing the arms to feel relaxed, the belly, the back, the legs, the feet. Feeling this sense of warmth and loving kindness and self-compassion. So we hold on to this sense of peace. And stay here in stillness, or you can put hands by your sides if it's more comfortable. We'll stay here in stillness for a couple of minutes. Starting to bring awareness back into the space. Starting to deepen the inhale and deepen the exhale. Release the hands from the heart center and roll the wrists one way and the other way. Move the fingers, open and close the hands. And hugging the knees into the chest, roll the ankles one direction. And switch direction. Open and close the toes, wiggle the toes, maybe point and flex the feet. And straighten the legs straight along the mat. Take the arms all the way up overhead, big full body stretch. And hug the knees into the chest again. Rolling on to the left side. And just pause here, resting your head on your arm. And then using the arms, press the floor away and start to sit up. Once again, bring the palms together, creating some warmth. Hands over the heart center. Deep inhale through the nose. Long, deep exhale through the nose. Thank you so much for joining me today for yoga. May you be well. May you have a sense of peace. And may you feel loved. Namaste.